Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to the TAP, the Totally Awesome Podcast, the worst podcast you've ever heard. It's so bad it'll make you tap out. I'm your host, JoshAgeddon, joined with, over the Discord,
TheKingBacca, because Josh was in quarantine.
Yes, because I have the COVID, and also I'm going to be wearing a mask throughout this podcast so no one listening can catch the Kung Flu.
That's the stupid shit.
Yeah. So we're going to be discussing my quarantine experiences, because, you know, I tested positive the other day, and I kind of want to kill myself. But before we do, sponsored, not sponsored by Mountain Dew. Oh, it feels so good! Anyway. I might have just blown out Ethan's eardrums.
Yeah, I legit, as you said something, I put my fucking headphones on. I put my headphones in finally, and just...
You sound like you're underwater. What happened to the audio quality you had a minute ago?
There's the fucking... Yeah, I gotta fix my audio. Okay, gotta turn off the headset. God damn it. No.
This is already a disaster. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Jesus Christ.
My audio just went to shit. I don't know what the hell was happening.
I could tell you sounded like you were underwater.
I don't see why. Oh, damn it. I'm fucking about tea.
Okay, anyway.
I had a triple strength 22-ounce mug of tea.
Ethan's dying on the other side. Ethan's dying on the other line. This is already a disaster. But anyway, so how are you today, Mr. TheKingBacca? You and your wonderful audio.
Yeah, fuck off. I've been up since about 8 o'clock. I don't like getting up early. And I've done 2 classes, and I just sat through a class that was supposed to be, from 125 to 240. It was not from 125 to 240.
Yeah, I sat here for about 10 minutes waiting for him to get off his class. And he messaged me on Discord saying, "Don't worry, I'll mute them." And then I'm sitting here for like 5 minutes like, "Have you muted them yet?" And he's like, "I don't know how!"
I couldn't figure it out, because I'm like, the only way I can mute them is if I mute my computer's entire audio.
Good job. Good job.
I'm trying to test the mic, and I'm like, I don't know how to help it.
You know, I could not have asked for a better way to start off this podcast.
Oh, it's joyful.
Oh, God.
It's supposed to be from 125 to 240. It started at 1 o'clock and went to 250. God, that's an extra 35 minutes of just... My Hispanic professor who has a really, really bad accent.
Oh, no.
And I can barely understand half the shit he says. I can see what he's doing because he has his screen up. And I'm like, I don't know what you're saying.
Give me an excerpt. Give me a transcript of his accent.
Well, he's like this and I'm just like, no, I can't understand it.
I like how you gave up in the middle of it and just went,
I can do accents. I can do accents. The thing is, I'm tired.
Yeah.
I just sat through like 35 extra minutes of class when I didn't want to. Oh boy, can't you tell I'm having a glorious day.
Oh yeah. If the intro to this stupid fucking podcast was anything to go on, I'd say we're all having a good day today.
Oh dude, I had a wonderful breakfast. I made breakfast out the ass. It was beautiful.
Why didn't you make me breakfast?
I had sausages, a half dozen eggs.
Give me your sausage, you whore!
I have some. Where did I put them?
But anyway, speaking of college classes, I guess now would be a good time to tell the story of how me and you met.
Oh yes, this is a great story.
Oh yeah,
because you're a jackass.
Yeah. So, I went to Winthrop University, and still going to Winthrop University. I started going a couple years ago. In 2018, I transferred from USCL when I switched my major to teaching, and that went out. That worked out so well.
George.
So one of the first classes I had at Winthrop was a history class with Dr. Pretty. And in that class was a guy who would not shut up every single time someone said something. It was Ethan, and we quickly got to know each other.
Because you sat right in front of me.
Yeah. And that was the first time we fucked.
We touched tips.
Oh, yeah. Oh, God. There was one day. Ethan fences. So.
I was on the fencing team for the university.
Yeah, one time he came into class, he had his sword with him, and he put it right in my face, and I touched it, and I was like, I touched your tip. And he, immediate regret. Immediate regret.
I think you could see it on my face, just like...
Oh, God. Dr. Pretty, can I transfer out of this class real quick?
Yeah, like, can I switch out to the other one? Please?
Alright, so tell the story of how you met me.
I saw what you were wearing one day. Now, Joshua, I think everybody knows that you love Dragon Ball Z.
Mm-hmm.
You love Marvel. You were wearing a Dragon Ball Z shirt, and I think it was the fact that I own the exact same shirt that I came up and talked to you.
Yeah.
Only reason. I would have never come up and talked to you otherwise.
Well, gee, thanks. Fucking asshole.
I'm like, this jacket. Oh, he's got a nice shirt on. Okay, I'll try it.
Alright, I'll flirt with him a little bit. See if I can get it on with him.
I regret that immensely.
Maybe he'll touch my tip one day.
This man is gay.
He's gay as fuck.
He's gayer than I am. Son of a
And
bitch.
that's saying a lot.
Oh, God.
But,
yeah, that was a wonderful meeting. I hate
Okay.
you. I hate you so much.
I'm not a big fan of Dr. Pretty, the professor.
That man is the best.
But Dr. Pretty, the person, is
He's
the
funny as
best.
shit.
He has the best deadpan sense of humor ever. He's hilarious.
You and I were the only ones who laughed.
Because everyone else in our class is a bunch of retarded hicks.
Got it. No one got the jokes.
Okay, let me set the stage. I think it's like one of the first days of class. He's going over like we're going to be talking about this, we're going to be talking about that, and he mentioned Oedipus, and there was a brief pause, and he said, "I bet he had a lot of family issues." Me and Ethan
Two snorting laughs.
died. Me and Ethan busted out laughing because it was absolutely hilarious.
Stupid.
No one else in the class got it,
Dumb.
and the girl in front of me just
You're
turned
like,
around and
"What's wrong?"
looked at me like she was really concerned.
The person who was sitting next to me did not come to class like half the year.
Yeah.
This is one of the only times she was ever there, and she looked at me like I was retarded, and I'm like, "You're gonna get used to this."
When the girl in front of me looked at me weird because I was laughing so hard, all I could think was, you sweet innocent child, never change. If you don't know the story of Oedipus, ladies and gentlemen, basically he had a lot of family issues, and I'll leave it at that.
He killed his father and fucked his mom.
Thank you, Ethan.
That is the whole story of that in a nutshell.
And then he gouged his eyes out.
His mother gouged her eyes out, wasn't it?
No, his mother hung herself.
Killed herself, and he gouged his eyes out and went wandering.
Yeah, basically. Don't you love Greek tragedies?
Oh, I love them. I still prefer the, what was it called? One of my favorite history stories was just the whole scene from, Gilgamesh. Nobody in that class had any fucking clue what was going on with that story. It was a roller coaster.
The only reason why I even recognize the name Gilgamesh is because that's the name of a weapon in Devil May Cry.
Okay, so my parents are both have history degrees. My father is a history teacher. My mom's a librarian, and she was an archaeologist. I know history very, very well. That story is very close to my heart.
Mm-hmm.
It is a train wreck. That whole story is just the weirdest fucking collection about one guy who goes on to fuck a god, kill an unkillable creature, go to hell and come back, and then nobody fucking knows what happens to him. He just disappears.
The orgy of the gods!
Like, no, there is a whole part of that book where it says, oh, and next time, and then just cuts the fuck off. What happened next, and then nothing. We have no idea what the hell happened. We don't know how he died. Nobody knows. Like, in most stories, you know how the hero dies. In the end, Odysseus just dies of old age. He's one of the only
Spoilers!
Oh, shut up. In most stories, the hero doesn't live through anything. In this story, nobody knows what the fuck happens. He just poof out of nowhere.
Just the worst cliffhanger ever.
It is the first cliffhanger ever.
The first cliffhanger ever.
Nobody knows. But the whole story is just a mess. And reading it in that class, I'm just thinking, nobody in this class is going to know what's going on. Nobody.
But anyway.
And I was right. No one in the class got what the hell was going on.
The absolute funniest thing that ever happened in Dr. Pretty's class, do you remember that day that he absolutely flipped out?
He was looking for his shit.
Yeah, he couldn't find his laptop. Okay.
He left it in the copier. He left it plugged in. But we were so goddamn confused.
Alright, let me tell the story.
It's an hour and a half class, so that's the whole premise of this story.
Basically, alright, a little bit of context. This class is usually 50 minutes in length, and he does not like to go over. And neither do we, because we don't want to be in there any longer than we have to, because, you know, it was boring, and it was 8 o'clock in the morning. The only thing good about that class was Dr. Pretty, because he's hilarious. But, so, he shows up like 20, 30 minutes late, and he is freaking out. And he's sick. So he looks exhausted. And he's frantically searching everywhere looking for his laptop, because all of his lessons are on his laptop. That's where everything he has is.
That's where he's always kept his shit. He's always kept it on the fucking podium.
Yeah.
Nowhere else.
So, and already I'm trying not to laugh, because this dude's like, this super serious dude is just losing his mind, and I'm just sitting there trying, and I'm thinking, if I bust out laughing, it's just going to make him angrier, so I better try to just...
You hear me, like, stifling. I was snorting a little bit behind you.
Yeah.
Because I was trying to laugh, because I was half asleep at this class. It's an 8 a.m. class.
Yeah. But then it starts getting really funny, because this professor starts swearing in 3 different languages.
4. He was using German. He was cussing in Latin. All fucking things. It was German, Latin, Russian, and English. And I'm just sitting here thinking, oh my fucking god.
Dude, that was... When he started...
I know languages.
In one of the languages he started swearing in, I think it was German, I heard you behind me go, oh, that was a bad word.
It was Russian, because I'm thinking, he just said fucking bitch. I heard Scheisse, suka blyat, and I'm just thinking,
oh god, I missed that class.
I'm like, oh shit.
And then, what almost broke me is when he grabs his satchel, turns it upside down, and dumps everything out. And that flash drive bounces off the desk. Oh god, it was so hard not to laugh.
Because it made a little clacking sound. Everybody in the class was quiet.
Yeah, and then he just leans up against the projector, and he's just like, shit. And then he leaves.
He says it in German. He didn't say it in English.
No, he said it in English. He leaned over against the projector and went, shit, and just ran.
He said so. He leaned against one thing. No, he was leaning against his podium, and I could hear him. Scheisse. And I'm just thinking, oh shit.
And when he left, when he left, everyone exploded with laughter.
We were dying. And this is a class of about like 40 people.
Yeah.
A couple of people were like, we had one person who was 80 years old in that class.
Yeah.
And that was the funniest thing, because she was laughing. And I'm just thinking, oh shit, this is horrible. And he comes in like 5 minutes before we were supposed to leave.
And he's like, I found it! And we were like, where was it? And he was like, oh, it was in the printer. You were watching me when he said that. I fell out of my chair.
You lost your fucking mind. And I'm just thinking, this is the greatest day ever.
It's a good thing there was a chair beside me, because I would have fallen into the floor.
I fell out of my chair, you fell out of your chair. We both went fucking to the ground, and I was like, oh no.
Because the way he said it, I thought that he left his laptop inside the printer.
I did too!
And then he explained it was just plugged into the printer. And we were like, oh. But I wish it was stuck inside the printer, because that would have been 10 times as funny.
That story, funny enough, I like Dr. Pretty because he was actually my advisor. I love the man. He's great. Some weird shit happened one time when I went to go see him, because I had to go talk to him. And I walk in, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to fuck with him. I learned a bit of Russian, and I said hello. And he started talking to me in Russian. I'm like, I don't know Russian. My first thought was, I am the machine. I am the machine. No.
You've made a grave mistake, Ethan.
I made a big mistake. This man was in Russia at the fall of the KGB. And I'm just thinking, he was there when the Kremlin fell. Son of a bitch.
Can you not say shit like that when I'm trying to drink something? I almost died just now.
I don't have any more drink. My drink is gone. I'm upset.
Oh, yeah, I almost had Mountain Dew come flying out of my nose. That was funny. Oh, God, that was funny. I missed that class. Do you remember when...
I miss that man. He's so funny.
Do you remember when he got into an argument with Daryl? Oh, my God.
Oh, Daryl.
Okay, so there was some... One agreement a lot of college students have is when it's almost time to leave, don't argue with anyone or the professor, or it'll just make everyone stay in the class longer. Right?
And we will hate you.
And we will hate you.
Like,
Daryl over here did not get the memo. And
Daryl had an accent that made him talk at a snail's pace.
He speaks so slow. It's like if you took Larry the Cable Guy and just slowed down the audio.
It's like you gave him talk to Larry the Cable Guy, but like, you know that gas that you breathe in and makes you talk really deep and slow?
Mm-hmm.
You gave him that, and I was just thinking, oh.
It's like he overdosed on that.
Yeah! We were sitting here thinking, shut up, shut up, shut up, shut
and
up.
The reason why it took forever is because he speaks so slowly, and even Dr. Pretty's just like, dude, spit it out.
Shut the fuck up!
And the worst part is they were arguing about religion, so it was already awkward.
Oh yeah,
my God.
No shit. It was not fun. We were sitting here thinking, please no.
And Daryl over here is talking like this, trying to argue with a professor who has a fucking degree. And I'm just shut up.
He was arguing on the side of Christianity. I'm slightly Christian. I believe in it. At that time, I was thinking, this is why I don't want to be a Christian anymore. Because people like this are fucking stupid.
I'm a Christian too, and I'm just sitting here thinking, dude, we all want to leave. Not now. Now is not the time.
This is not the time to
I'm half asleep. I have 2 hours before my next class. I either want to nap or eat or both. So we can defend the Bible some other time. Shut up so we can leave.
Dude, shut the fuck up. This whole argument is retarded.
Yes, and no one wants you to have it because A, we're all half asleep, B, you speak at the speed of a snail, and C, it's awkward.
It's just the whole argument was retarded in the first place. There was no point to having it because...
I know. It's not like Dr. Pretty was insulting Christianity. He wasn't. He was just talking about religion in general. But no, Daryl over here got triggered, and I'm just like, you're triggering us. But anyway.
He wasn't being he wasn't being like, oh, I'm gonna be like super Christian about it. Like, he pretty wasn't being super anti-Christian. He was just saying religion is really the big cause of most wars, and he's right.
Yeah. But anyway, I missed that class. That was one of my favorite. I mean, the grading thing in that class I was not a big fan. Again, not a big fan of the professor side of him. But as a personality, I loved him.
I got like I think I got an 87 in that class. I fucking hated the class because it was horse shit 90% of the time. He just bullshitted his way through. Nobody paid attention to that.
Yeah, pretty much.
I think I can find you my notes somewhere from that class, and it'll probably be me just writing fucking names. I took more notes in my archaeology class than I took in that entire series. In my first class in archaeology, I took more notes than I took in that entire semester.
Alright. Now, moving on, we mentioned that I tested positive for COVID, so should I give the story about how that transpired?
Oh, yes. Oh, lovely. Oh, what a glorious day.
Oh, yeah. So, your boy has the plague. And if you subscribe to this channel, you have the plague, too. So,
I don't.
It's because you're not subscribed. But anyway. Well, if you subscribe after this video, then you'll get COVID.
No, I'm good.
Okay. So, anyway, I'm working, and I come home one day, and my mom seems kind of ill. And she goes and gets tested, but the night before she goes and gets tested, I give her a hug. Which is probably why I have it. I'm not gonna not... Okay. I'm not going to not hug my mom, okay? So, you can... As you told me before we started, you can kiss my dick. So, I hugged my mom, and then she went and got tested the next day. And she went to McAfee's family clinic, or whatever it's called. McAfee Family Practice. And she got tested, and 10 minutes later, she found out that she was positive. Which, I was surprised that she got the test results back so quickly. You having fun, Ethan?
Yeah, I am.
But, so after she got tested, I started feeling weird, and so did my brother. So we both wanted to go get tested at McAfee's family practice. You would think that since there's, a global pandemic going on, that they would see pretty much anybody, right?
Mm-hmm.
They would not see either me or my brother because you can only go to McAfee's as if you've had history there as a patient. My brother's never been there, and it's been so long since I've been there that I don't really qualify anymore. Which is a load of horse shit. Because you'd think, again, nationwide, global pandemic, they would allow for some exceptions. So that pissed me off.
Yeah.
And it took forever for me and Alex to find somewhere to get tested. But we did. We found a clinic on... We had to drive one morning to a place called Battleship Road. So, first off, I was not thrilled about driving to a place called Battleship Road. That is the most hick, redneck sounding place I've ever heard of in my life.
A song about that?
But, so we went there, and they shoved the...
You.
Wait, what?
Fuck you. What do you mean? It's the most hick, redneck sounding thing ever. I'm a hick and a redneck. Fuck you.
Alright. But, so we went up there, and, it was like a third world country up there. There was, like, hardly anybody there, and we finally went up there, and they shoved the thing up our nose, and then they gave us this piece of paper, and they told us, don't go back to work until you get your test results. And we were like, alright. So I drive all the way home, and when I get home, my mom asked me, was there many people there? And I was like, Mom, it's called Battleship Road. Of course there wasn't many people there. So, this is where things start to get a little interesting. I tried to call in to work to tell them that I got tested, and I was not allowed to come back to work until I got my results, or if I tested positive, which I did. And they were all like, well, as long as you're feeling okay, you should be able to come into work. So on one hand, so I'm put in the stickiest of wickets, because on one hand, I have to not go to work, even though they said that I should come to work if I feel alright, and potentially expose people to this virus I may or may not have, or disobey my doctor's orders and go to work. So I was not happy about that. Fortunately, I never thought I'd say this. Fortunately, I tested positive, so the decision was taken out of my hands. So, and honestly, I've been fairly asymptomatic.
Just stupid.
Yeah, which means I have practically no symptoms. The main symptom I have is some of the drinks I have taste weird. For example, you know how much I love Monster energy drinks, right? Hello?
Yeah, I can hear you. You just don't know it.
What are you doing?
What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm listening to you rant. I just been sitting here.
Anyway, you know I love Monster energy drinks, right?
Yeah.
You know what they taste like?
Sprite?
They taste like Sprite now. And it's it's gross.
It has a taste. It's just there isn't much of one.
I like Sprite.
It's like tonic water.
I like Sprite. But when I'm expecting to taste Monster and I taste Sprite, my brain freaks out. My brain's just like, ugh! That's pretty much the only symptom I've had so far, is some of the things I drink taste a little weird. And there's this weird extra buttery taste that I have constantly, which, again, is the only thing I have. My brother and my mom actually have, like, the coughing and the sore throat and the headaches and a slight fever. But other than that, we're all fine. I mean, my mom was cleared to go back to work today, which is good. So, yeah, this has been my experience with COVID so far. Just nothing, Sprite-flavored Monsters, and more nothing.
Yes.
Alright, so, and also, I remember when this whole thing started, me and Ethan were planning on hanging out so we could record some stuff, but then he and his family went into a self-imposed quarantine. So,
yeah, well, that's because my grandparents both have respiratory issues. My grandfather has a pacemaker, my grandmother has COPD. I don't want to lose them because they were the only full set of grandparents I have left.
Dude, a couple weeks ago, before my mom even got sick, I needed a spare Xbox 360 controller, and my uncle had it, and my uncle lives in North Carolina. So I drove all the way up to North Carolina for an Xbox 360 controller. That tells you about my priorities. And when I got there, my grandma would not let me hug her. And it was so weird. And that was before I got anything. So, yeah. But I did get the controller, which is how I was able to have UCT adrenaline the other day. Basically, the reason why I needed a spare controller is because one of my wired ones that I was using to make that pay-per-view, the joystick was broken. And whenever I tried to record something, all of a sudden, everyone would just go left. And there are certain situations where I needed the person to stay still so they can get hit by a move, and they would just start moving to the left. They would just start shimmying to the left, and I'm like, stay still! So, stop moving!
I had an issue like that with one of mine. It shows up frequently. If I'm playing Skyrim, it shows up a lot, and it pisses me off because I'll die. I'll just put my controller down for a second to, check my text if I'm doing something. And I got fucking shot off a cliff because my character just starts walking next to the cliff. It's really, really slow walking. It's only a minuscule amount. And I'm just checking my text. I look up, a dragon's land. I can hold on for enough time. I get fucking yeeted off the cliff. Out of nowhere. Because this damn thing goes, oh, by the way, you're having fun? Yeah, fuck you!
Dude, it's even worse because the way the menu works on the wrestling game I use for my channel, WWE 2K14, I had the volume turned up so I could hear to make sure that the connection was right, because if the wires are not connected correctly, it won't record properly. So I was making sure it was doing that, and the way you can tell is if you can hear things from the TV. So I had the volume turned up, and I was on the menu, and the volume was turned up really high. All of a sudden, it starts going left, so it starts scrolling through the menu really loud, scares the shit out of me, because all of a sudden I hear, and I'm just like, oh my god, why? So, thanks a lot, 2K14, I love you too. Alright, so, different topic. I have a question for you, Mr. KingBacca.
Yes.
What is the single dumbest thing you've ever seen me do?
Oh boy.
I know that's quite an extensive list.
That is a lot.
Just pick one or two things that really stand out. And me putting my penis in my door, you can't do that one because you weren't there when that happened.
Showing your asshole to the group and not turning on the microphone.
Oh no, okay. Tell us about me exposing my scrotum to the group.
Scrotum and asshole at my grandmother's house. Of all places.
Can you imagine if she walked in when I did that?
It was me, Lizzie, and Gwen.
Yeah.
That was a horror story waiting to happen.
Yeah.
Basically, they've probably seen the video. If they have not, go check it out on the eTune team. Self-plug.
Yeah,
it's the summer vacation video.
Yeah, well, me doing that's not in that video, but it happened during the filming of that video.
That's the video. That's the time period we're talking about.
Yeah.
We had just come back from the Broadway at the beach. We were in Myrtle Beach that whole day, so we had a good time. We had just a lot of fun. We got on the way home. We got home. Joshua runs and had like fucking bolts into the house. I'm thinking, okay, he's gonna go get set up. Me and Lizzie will take the shit out of the car. I'll grab the Dragon Ball Z Monopoly game, which we haven't played yet.
I still have not played yet.
You haven't opened it, have you?
I have not opened it yet. It's just over there collecting dust.
A year ago!
I bought it a year ago and I still haven't opened it.
I helped you buy it!
That thing was $40 fucking.
I gave you 10!
It's just over there it's collecting trash bags right now. Anyway, continue.
Me, Lizzie, and Gwen are just like getting the stuff out of the car. Like all our souvenirs and shit. I got my little mug. It's a fucking 18-ounce mug. We're all doing this shit. And we get in the kitchen. I put everything down on the table. I says, okay, y'all, come in here and make sure to record it. Lizzie goes in first. She's like, oh shit. I walk in. Hiya! Hairy asshole! And I was like,
No, that's not what I did. I put both my legs in the air, pulled my pants up, and went, yeah!
Yeah, the thing is, I didn't hear you say that. I didn't hear a damn thing. All I saw was hairy ass. This is not a good idea.
And the best part was Gwen walking around the corner with her phone out recording, and we played back that video. It cut off right as you see my hairy taint.
You saw balls and asshole.
And they were like, oh, my eyes! Ah!
I closed my eyes, turned around, I'm like, God damn it! You're on my grandmother's couch. Fuck off.
It's like, Joshua, what is wrong with you? Why am I friends with you?
Exactly. Question my friendship right then and there.
And I have also shown Ethan my dick before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let me set the stage. Okay, we were playing Cards Against Humanity. It was me, you, Lizzie, and Gwen. And this was back when me and Lizzie were dating. So, yeah, we were in, I think we were in your room.
We weren't playing Cards Against Humanity.
We were doing something.
You had your PS4 in my room, and we were playing God of War.
No, I think this was before that. But anyway, so we were doing something in your room, and we were just acting silly.
Mm-hmm.
And we start talking about the D Club for some reason. And I'm just like, dude.
I think it was you who started it.
Yeah, well, of course it was me who started it. Who else? So I'm just like, dude, we should just show each other our dicks. And at first you were on board with it, but I think that's because you didn't.
I'm on board with it. I was just thinking, I don't want to see your penis.
Did you think I was like you were semi on board with it? But I think that's because you didn't think I would actually do it.
I didn't. I thought you were full of shit, and I was thinking he's not gonna do it. There's
So-
no way.
So
Yeah.
Lizzie and Gwen both are like, "Oh God, no," and they hide for cover. And I'm like, on 3, and on 3, Ethan shows me just a little bit of his shaft. He's very coy about it.
I don't want to pull my dick out. God, no.
Me, on the other hand, I'm just like, whap!
Yeah, and I realize why you say you have a...
Anyway, what was that? Yeah, I have a severe lack of modesty problem.
A lack of penis problem.
Yes, that as well. Yeah, Ethan just barely shows his shaft. I whip my whole dick out. And Ethan's just like, oh God!
The thing is, I wish I could be joking when I said this. We showed each other...
And you cut off.
We showed each other about the same amount of penis.
Wow, thanks. Gee,
I
thanks.
just showed you a little bit of mine, and you whip your whole thing out. I'm like, damn.
It's like Peter Pan versus Captain Hook. You know how he has a big sword and and Peter Pan has a little dagger? It's like that.
God damn it.
That semester was a lot of fun. That semester was a lot of fun.
Weird fucking semester. I think it was a little bit after that was the time me and Gwen, in like a week, got kidney stones.
Oh yeah.
That was a fun week.
Yeah, you two synchronized your kidney stones.
Almost.
Oh, by like a week.
About it was a Tuesday in February in 2019. I think it was the second Tuesday in February. So hold on. Alrighty. So she got hers on the 11th. I got mine on the 18th. I actually looked this up.
And then,
Okay.
Don't you have one right now?
No, I don't. Not anymore.
Not anymore. Oh, okay. That's
I
not.
pissed 4 rocks.
Thank you, Ethan.
Dude, trust me. I don't wish this on anyone.
My dick is a rock bazooka. Anyway,
It's just fucking machine gun of rocks.
you can hear the pellets hit the bottom of the toilet. Anyway.
But
Anyway.
I get a text message from Lizzie. Hey, Gwen has a kidney stone. I need somebody to drive her to the hospital. Because apparently, Gwen would not let Lizzie drive her.
I wonder why.
Yeah, because Lizzie fucking sucks at driving.
As someone who's not the most talented driver, I can concur. And Lizzie, if you listen to this, we love you, but have other people drive you from now on.
Oh no, I would not let her drive. When she came up here to visit me recently, I drove everywhere in her car, and I madly regret it because that car was disgusting.
We love you, Lizzie!
She had fruit flies in her car.
Okay.
Fruit flies! In a car!
Anyway.
Anyway, what happened was I drove going up there. It's 11 o'clock at night, and we're there till about 3:30 in the morning. Now, hold on. Here's a little bullshit that I got. I'm still mad about this.
Oh no.
When she gets there, we go in. She waits about 20 minutes. Gets called back. She gets her own sectioned area of a room, like she gets her own bed. She gets pain medicine almost instant. She gets nausea medicine almost instantly. She gets her own area of a room. That's what I'm pissed off about. And we get out of there at about 3:30 in the morning. I go in exactly a week later. We're not even joking. I went in at 11 p.m. We got there and took her in at 11 p.m. I don't get a room. I get a gurney. I get a gurney in the fucking hallway.
She got a bed. I got a slab.
No, legit. I got a fucking, like, the thing they wheel patients around in the hallway. I don't even get to lay down. I got to sit up. And if you have kidney stones, you know, for me and my family, pacing is really the only way. Apparently Gwen has it too. Pacing is the only way that you can feel better if you're not on pain medication. Because you can't sit smoothly. You cannot be still without it hurting like a bitch. Because it's uncomfortable. There's a rock moving around in you. That's legit what it is. There's a rock inside of you that is moving. I get up to pace and I get yelled at to sit back down. Fucking sucks!
Sit on your gurney!
It takes them an hour and a half to come and get me. They do x-rays. They take 6 vials of blood. Like the test tubes. 6 full test tubes of blood. Like, this is not the little mini blood test kit. No, this is the full fucking test tubes of blood.
Just drain him.
Vials.
We need to make sure he has a kidney stone. Empty all of his blood. Just slit his throat.
Exactly. I'm just thinking, y'all, I've already tested positive. I'm pissing blood.
All right.
You tested my urine. I have blood in my urine. I'm not fucking with you.
What the fuck is this
in
podcast?
pain. Like, I'm sweating. I'm tearing up. My face looks like I'm in immense pain, which I am. They made me do x-rays. They put me in a fucking CAT scan. And I'm just sitting here thinking, you got
They made me do jumping jacks and...
No, they were making me do all these different poses in the goddamn x-ray machine. I'm just sitting here thinking, y'all, just give me some fucking meds. That's all. That's all I need. I can get some more when I go home. Just for the love of fuck, give me some medication.
Just give me some morphine so I can piss out this rock!
Pretty much. That's all I needed. But no.
You know what's worse? You know what's worse than my kidney stone? You people!
About 3 o'clock, they finally come in to like, okay. And they did the blood test at 2:30.
Mm-hmm.
In the morning. At about 3 o'clock, I come back, like, okay, nothing's in your blood, we're gonna stick you. Okay? Stick me. Like, they didn't warn me. They didn't do 1, 2, 3. I'm like, okay, ready? Stop! And he was just talking to me. He walks around to my other side. I'm like, okay, he's done. I'm about to get stick in the other arm. Stop! What the hell?
There needs to be a new sitcom called Ethan's Hospital Adventures.
You don't even see that.
I would pay to see that. I would pay to see that. Just the whole show is Ethan goes in the hospital, gets strapped to a gurney, they stick him, he screams fuck several times, roll credits.
I have an extreme fear of needles. That's the thing. I don't like needles. I want to get tattoos one day, but I'm terrified of needles.
That's quite the conundrum, Ethan.
It is. I'm thinking about just getting drunk one day and doing it whenever I get older. Just like, Okay, I've got to do this. I'm getting hammered, so I won't have to feel a fucking thing.
Dude, you'll be like the first person to go get a tattoo, and then you just yell at the tattoo person, "Just knock me out! Just knock me out!"
There are people who do that. They will give you an anesthetic.
Oh my god.
But no, about 4 o'clock in the morning, they send my happy ass home. We go to Waffle House. Oh boy.
Is that when all of us went to Waffle House?
Dude. Huh?
Is that when all of us went to Waffle House, or are you talking about something else?
Oh, this is something different.
Okay.
This is the same night. They send me to Waffle. We go to Waffle House. Me, Lizzie, and Anna. No, Anna left. No, fuck. Was it Anna or Gwen? No, it was Anna. Anna left. Gwen took her back home. Back to Winton. And came back. Lizzie and Gwen, skinny motherfuckers, me to the car because I could barely walk.
You have a rare gift for character bios, Ethan. Lizzie, skinny motherfucker number 1. Gwen, skinny motherfucker number 2.
The girls weigh about 90 pounds each sopping wet.
And I'm also very skinny myself.
Okay, but these two were the ones who were helping me carry me to the car. Hey, I know anybody who knows what I look like, you know where this is going. They're struggling to get me to the car. I finally get to sit down. I'm like, ow. I'm just thinking, I'm fucking starving.
The mental image of those two trying to shove you into a car is the greatest thing I've ever envisioned.
I got in the car by myself. They just said, help me get in the car. Because at this point, I'm thinking, I'm woozy from blood loss. The medicine's starting to kick in a little bit, and I'm getting a little bit giggly.
Oh, no.
We get to the Waffle House, and we get our food. I take 3 bites of food. I wake up in my bed. I don't remember a fucking thing. I wake up butterball ass naked.
Butterball ass naked. I'm stealing that. I'm stealing that.
So I usually didn't sleep with clothes on. I wake up flat, like spread eagle on my bed, and for an accomplishment because my bed was small. I was flat on my back, wind up my balls, on top of my covers. I'm just thinking, what the fuck just happened?
I was just eating a waffle.
I was eating like scrambled eggs, hash browns, grits, and next thing I know, I'm naked.
Where did my food go?
The first thing I was thinking was, where are my pants? And then I made the most embarrassing phone call of my life.
Oh, no.
I called Lizzie.
Oh, no.
It was about 2 p.m. I had to pull my phone. I look around, found my phone, grabbed it, I was okay, Lizzie, call. Lizzie? Yeah? I need to ask you a question. Okay. When you last saw me, did I have pants on? Did I have the last time you saw me? Yeah? Why? Thank you, click. I turned that thing off. I was like, nope. No.
Ethan, I adore you.
I'm not doing it.
Ethan, I adore you.
I could never look her in the face again. I was thinking, I could never do this.
Did Lizzie and Gwen see me naked?
That's mostly what I was thinking. I'm like, did they see me?
I don't need my friends seeing me naked. As you put it, butterball ass naked.
I was a member of the D Club before I went to school. I don't need to be a platinum member.
I want my membership revoked.
Exactly. I want everybody just to forget they've seen my penis.
Oh, I'll never forget seeing that shaft of yours.
It was... Okay, I'm gonna be honest. It was the most terrifying phone call of my life. Lizzie's very, very sweet and innocent.
Yeah.
She's a bit of an alcoholic. I love her. I'm just kidding.
Wow.
I love Lizzie. I didn't want to be the first penis she'd seen in real life.
Fair enough.
I didn't want mine to be the first she'd ever seen.
I mean, she's probably seen her dad's.
I don't want to think about it.
Why not?
Her dad is a very nice man.
He is very laid back. He is very laid back.
Oh no, he and I when I went to visit her one time, he and I were talking about visiting Greece, and we just had a very pleasant conversation about Greece.
What about John Travolta?
No. But no, about 2 months after I got back home from I get a phone call telling me about my bill and how I need to pay my hospital bill. And I'm just thinking, I gave you my insurance information. What do you need? Apparently they filed it wrong.
Of course.
So not only did they take 3 test tubes full of my blood, stick me up with painkillers that caused me to black out, unnecessarily x-ray me and give me a whole bunch of tests that I really did not need. They stuck me with a $400 bill for the whole thing for no reason.
Wow.
Because they fucked up the paperwork.
You know how much it cost them to tickle my brain to see if I had the Chinese virus?
How much?
$0.
Well, yeah, but this is before Kung Flu.
Yeah, this is before the world was ravaged by the bat suit flu.
Not the Batman flu.
Do you remember that meme where they were at like a kids hospital and all the people in superhero outfits were just bowing to the nurses, and one of them was Batman, and the caption was, "Probably not the best time to dress up as a bat."
Probably not.
That was funny. That was amazing.
God, we're going to hell because of how many people have died.
Not it. Not it. Not one. My monsters just taste like Sprite. I'm fine.
Thing is, I've known people here and I'm in Saluda who died from it. I'm just thinking, Jesus, it went from China to here. Son of a bitch.
How do you go from China to Saluda?
I don't know. Okay, which fucker got on the thing that we stole from, like, fucking Area 51? who took the computer and started playing Plague Inc? Bullshit.
Who is doing the IRL Plague Inc. simulator? Someone tell them to stop.
Get off the computer. We don't need to steal any more shit from... Did you see... Okay, did you see the fact that we had an asteroid pass within 1,100 miles of here? Of America, of the world?
No, I did not.
It is the closest an asteroid has come since we've been recorded history.
Why didn't it hit us?
Because it was slightly out of our gravitational pull.
Damn it!
By about 20 miles. It was out of our gravitational pull by 20 miles.
God, hit us next time. Stop missing.
It's not around us. Oh, sweet.
Of all the years for that to happen, like for an asteroid to actually hit us, it would be this year.
I saw someone doing like the bingo memes saying like, okay, who had asteroids for August? Asteroids for August, and what's your number? I'm just like, God damn it.
Remember that 1 month there were the death hornets?
You know, those are still a thing.
You wouldn't know it because everyone's talking about COVID.
Fucking hell. Like, hold on.
I think it's funny that the news media can only focus on one thing at a time.
Okay, giant Asian murder hornets. That's what they're called.
Why is so much dangerous shit coming out of Asia?
Don't ask. Don't even ask.
Like, what are they doing over there?
Did I tell you I saw one?
Oh, you saw one?
Mm-hmm.
Did you pet it?
Fuck, dude. I am deathly afraid of stinging insects. I'm not touching those fuckers with like a 10-foot pole.
When I went to USCL, my friends would get annoyed with me because I kept trying to smack them with my hands.
Okay.
Because I'm an idiot.
The thing is, I'm very afraid because when I was younger, I got attacked.
You cut out.
like, when I was younger, I got attacked by a yellow jacket.
Okay.
I have a very deep-seated fear of anything that flies and stings. Like, it is deep-rooted. We were at the Yorktown in Charleston. They have a Vietnam experience there. And yes, I mean a Vietnam experience. They even have a watchtower that has a fake Barrett 50 caliber machine, a 50 caliber machine gun that you can shoot, and it'll make noise. We're walking back, and these just gigantic things were flying around, and I'm just like, oh shit. There's a set path that you're supposed to walk. I walked like so far off the path.
I'm not surprised. I made
a gigantic like arc around it because I'm like, no, fuck that. I'm not touching any air close to that fucking thing. I don't want to die.
You mean to tell me someone had a PTSD experience at Vietnam? I'm shocked.
Yeah, no. Ethan had PTSD from it. I was terrified. I was like, no, fuck that. I'm not going near it.
All right, Ethan. We're about to close out this podcast. We need to think of one more story, preferably one that involves dicks, before we close out.
Well, I've got one better for you.
Oh no.
Have I ever told you about? Speaking of the Yorktown, have I ever told you about the time that one of the kids from my group laid out a guy from Florida? I mean, just knocked him out, unconscious.
Oh dang! What happened?
Okay, so when I was a Cub Scout, this is many, many years ago, we used to go stay on the Yorktown because they have scout nights. We went one time, and I had to leave early because I had to go do something with my grandparents. They live about an hour away. Funny thing that happened, as I'm driving up there, my father gets a call on his cell phone from our other scout leader. He's like, hey, I'll just knock the kid out from...
Hey, hate to bother you, but one of the kids, just TKO'd another child.
Complete silence. My dad said, come again? He's like, I'm going to need you to bleep that when we're done. He knocked the kid out. Why? Because one of the other scouts was flicking him on the back of the neck, and he turned around and just decked the kid. Turns out, in the breakfast line in the mess hall, they were screwing with this kid, and the kid has bad mental issues. He still does to this day. He's really not okay up there. Out of nowhere, they were basically flicking him on the back of the neck as they were walking by him, and he'd get mad and turn around and look for who was doing it. Apparently, he finally had enough. And the troop behind us was from Florida. He turns on his heel, like full boxer stance, plants his left foot, and just full haymaker to the face.
Just cold cocked him?
Cold cocked the shit out of this kid.
Was it even the right kid?
Huh?
Was it even the right person?
No, because he's not in our group. The kids who were doing it to him were from our troop.
Oh, that's a yikes right there.
Every time they'd walk by him, they'd flick him on the back of the neck and just like walk away. He turned around. It was apparently a beautiful punch. Directed pretty much the wrong person.
Oh, that's unfortunate. That sucks.
Hit him on the side of his head and cut him a flip right then and there. He flipped the kid and knocked him unconscious.
That's unfortunate. That it was the wrong person. If he hit the right person, then absolutely, I'd give him a high five. But
he's banned from the ship to this day. They banned him.
Dude, I once went to. I think I also went to. What was the name of the ship?
The Yorktown.
I think I also went to the Yorktown for a field trip in 3rd grade. There was a kid that I used to go to school with that everyone hated because he was really annoying. He brought his camera, and one morning he took pictures of everyone waking up, and it was super weird. So someone grabbed his camera and threw it overboard. And everyone cheered. And everyone cheered.
Did y'all sleep in the barracks? On those, like, bunk beds? Because we did, and it was the worst sleep I've ever had in my life.
It was the worst food I've ever had. Like, I mean...
I never wanted the food. The food
there
was good.
I remember it tasting really weird.
Well, that's because it's made on a ship.
Yeah.
No, fun story. When we went to Yorktown recently, they have an exhibit for the Doolittle Raiders, which were a very famous group of flying bombers. One of the group is buried in my hometown. Right out. I live next to a cemetery. He's buried in the cemetery.
Oh, and also, to further illustrate that I've always been this stupid, during that trip, me and my mom got into it a little bit because she packed me with different clothes for different days. Like, these are your Monday clothes, these are your Tuesday clothes, these are your... so on and so forth. During the entire time I was there, I forgot to change clothes the entire time.
Why, you?
And when I walked off the ship on the last day in the same clothes as when I walked on there, my mom had an absolute temper tantrum. She still gives me crap about it to this day.
I would too! That's disgusting!
It's not that I was just wearing the same clothes the whole week. I was wearing the same clothes the whole week on a boat.
That's just fucking nasty.
I'm retarded. And have always been.
While I was there this recently, I got a phone call from the Navy asking if I wanted to join. I'm like, no.
I want to remain living.
Yeah, I'm not the biggest fan of military service. I've been through ROTC, I've been through a little bit of boot camp. I had to give up on boot camp because the first person yelled at me and I was this anymore.
Yeah, I would. I've been in person with a drill, like, to observe, and it was so uncomfortable, and I was like, I'm never going to do this, because someone just yelling at me for, like, no reason, I'd lose my shit, because...
I wanted to kill, because my partner, we did nighttime orienteering exercises. Basically, you're walking around the middle of the night with a red colored light and a compass. That's all you get. You get a map, and you get a partner. My partner got us in the wrong area.
Oh dear.
Okay, you're not supposed to leave your rifle. You're always supposed to have your rifle with
you. Did he leave his rifle?
He had his fucking rifle and walked away from it.
Oh no.
We didn't realize it until like 10 minutes before the bell was supposed to ring. We were running around fucking Fort Jackson in the middle of the night. And out of nowhere, fucking fully loaded Apache helicopter comes.
Boo!
Thinking, oh shit!
Surprise, motherfucker!
We're running in the wrong area!
Oh no.
They do live fire training exercises here. And I'm just thinking, we're going to die.
I'm going to get shot.
I'm going to get shot by a helicopter wielding 20mm cannons. Oh, fuck me.
Oh, dear God.
We never found the rifle. Somebody else had gotten it previously because he'd left it in a place and somebody found it.
And that was the day my interest in the military died.
The first time we ever did it in the day, we did it for 3 days at night. And the final day we were there, they said, okay, once you get done, you can sit around and play on your phones. I went by myself, and in 30 minutes, it was 4 hours before we finished 4 points the previous nights. I did 7 points in 30 minutes because I knew what the fuck I was doing. I didn't have to explain it to other people. I did 7 points by myself and finished the whole course. I'm like, this is easy.
I never did JROTC in my life, and I'm very grateful that I never did. Because I respect our military, but I have no interest in our military.
I'm very good with weapons. I know what I'm doing. Combat stuff, I know what I'm doing.
I love it when you shove your sword in my face. Anyway, continue.
Explaining shit to people who don't understand what's going on, who don't have any, like, inkling of reasoning, like, oh, we're going to this point. It's here because it says it's right past this curve. Let's go 3 points past it. No! No!
Someone make Ethan a drill sergeant.
I wanted to fucking kill somebody! I'm glad I was holding a dummy rifle because I would have shot like 4 people.
It's okay, Ethan. We can talk about this.
Die! Because I'm thinking, you guys are fucking stupid. It's not here. It's over here. It's 300 feet behind us. It's 300 feet. Pay attention to your steps. If you can count your steps, you can know where we are. You're the dumbass because you can't count your steps and you go 300 feet past it and expect that to be...
Okay, Ethan, I'm going to have to cut you off because if I don't, we're going to be ranting about this for the rest of the day.
God, I was so angry.
Alright, so any closing remarks before we sign off?
I wish I could join the military, but I can't because I would kill everybody in it.
Alright. Shout out to Dr. Pretty. Shout out to Lizzie, Gwen, Anna, everybody.
There's a few of them, though.
Yeah. I'm serious, though. I wish that I could, like, have Dr. Pretty as, like, a life coach. Not a professor, but, like, a life coach.
I want him to narrate my life.
I want him to be, like, my next-door neighbor, because he's hilarious.
Just like Mr. Wilson.
Oh, yes.
Tim the Tool Man.
But thank you guys so much for listening to the Totally Awesome Podcast. This is going to be up on YouTube as well as I was about to say Spodbean, and then I was about to say Podify. Yes, Spodbean and Podify. That's what we're going with. So yeah, and make sure to subscribe to the Yeet Dream Team and TAW Gaming. And, yeah, thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later.
Alright, bye-bye!
Seriously, Ethan's dick is hilarious.